Yeah, it was really important. We saw the fact that we have 100,000 men and women working in the traditional auto sector. And if we didn't convert all these plants to electric vehicle, we would lose all of those employees in about 10 years from now when the conventional automobile makes way for the electric vehicle. So it was really critical. In Ontario, we're the number 2 automaker in all of North America. We have 5 OEMs, General Motors, Ford, Stellantis, Toyota, and Honda. And now we have also a 6th OEM, Volkswagen battery. But the other 5 make vehicles there. So they were all conventional vehicles. So we need to shift. So we've made massive investment. The first thing is the fact that we have saved the 100,000 jobs, that if we didn't move to EV, in several years from now, they would be gone. But now, because we've moved into electric vehicles, we have a new opportunity, and that is, for instance, batteries. So in addition to all of those OEMs now converting to electric vehicles, we have 2 new battery companies who will be employing thousands of people. And then I'll say more. So take the latest announcement from Volkswagen, for instance. They'll be employing, well, first of all, it's a $7 billion investment. They'll be employing 3,000 people. And according to the federal government, there'll be 30,000 indirect jobs. Some examples. We know that in the making of a battery that you need specific components. So think about cathode, anode, separator, copper foil, electrolyte, and lithium hydroxide. So there's 6 companies. Each of those companies will be more than $1 billion. Some will be 2, some will be $3 billion. So there's multiple billions of dollars, and each will employ hundreds, if not thousands, of people. All new jobs to Ontario. Now let's go further. The critical minerals will now be mining lithium, which we didn't do before in Ontario, but we have lithium to mine. We will now be processing lithium into lithium hydroxide. We'll be looking for new opportunities for nickel. We have one big nickel mine in Ontario, but others are now exploring, which means there'll be new nickel mines and new nickel processing as well. Thousands more mining and processing jobs, as another example. So the town is called Sudbury, and it's one of the most famous nickel mines in Canada, and certainly very popular worldwide. They have been mining nickel there for almost a century, and recently they have opened up old shafts that have been closed for decades that are 2 miles deep because they could not ventilate any deeper. But now that there's electric vehicles, they can send electric vehicles down there without diesel power and continue to mine. So on one of their shafts, they're now spending $1.3 billion to reopen the mine and go deeper. They can just go forever now. In the far north of Ontario, there's another area called the Ring of Fire, and it is another nickel opportunity. A company out of Australia recently spent $700 million to buy the mine site, and they're looking at mining nickel. The provincial government will invest about $1 billion to build a road up. It's about 300 kilometers long. to bring the nickel down from this ring of fire. And there's one more. In the northeastern part of Ontario, it's very famous for gold mines. But now, because of the need for nickel, they've been exploring and found tremendous sites for nickel. And so we'll likely see 2 more mines. So all because of electric vehicle, we'll now have millions of dollars being spent on exploration and thousands of jobs. Well, they're leaders. Korean companies are leaders in the EV sector, whether it's production of all the components that I mentioned earlier, cathode, anode, copper foil, separator, all of these kinds of companies. Korean companies are absolute leaders in the field. They look at the North American market to expand because of the fact that there's so many automobiles being made in North America. But under what I call NAFTA 2.0, or now it's USMCA, the percentage of a vehicle that must be made in North America is grown to, it'll be soon at 75%. So if they want to sell parts in North America, they've got to locate in North America. We are so thrilled with LG Energy and the Nexstar project. They were just one of the nicest companies that we dealt with, and we're just absolutely thrilled at this massive plant that they're building in Ontario, and a $5 billion investment. It's a spectacular site. Well, we've done 2 big things for them. Number 1, we have saved the auto industry so that there are companies now making electric vehicles in Ontario, so they have a new customer. Number 2, we've brought 2 battery plants to Ontario successfully that are being built now, so they have more customers. So there's a lot of new business for them. And this is a real opportunity for Korean companies who I believe are world leaders in the sector to locate in Ontario.